everyone we meet. Hey, hey. It's a song.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to our webinar, not our podcast, because that's what I said last time.
Yeah.
And I did not finish my Twix. Now I'm going to be staring at it for this whole entire hour. Bummer. Okay. But hi, everyone. Please introduce yourselves when you come in and tell us your name, where you're from. I know. Do we want to try and introduce each other or just introduce ourselves this time?
No, let's introduce each other. It's more fun.
Oh.
So this is
I was like, so this is Jess.
This is Kendra. She is from the USA. She is American. She's from Seattle, which is very north in America. It's like on the border of Canada.
Yeah, northwest.
I
don't know where west is on this. West. This way.
She is a very talented artist. She does drawings on all of the blackboards at our school.
Mm-hmm.
And she is a very organized person, and she is 29 years old.
Yep.
I got her age wrong in the last webinar.
It's okay.
I'm going to talk about that. And she's got very soft hair.
Okay. Right now, it's a bit greasy, as we would say. The light shined on that and it looked even worse than what it is. It's a bit dirty, but we're in quarantine. I think that's everyone's hair is probably a bit dirty.
Quarantine.
Yeah. You know, and I can just put in a ponytail and it's good. Anyways, this is Jess. Jess is 23 and her birthday is January 4th. I remembered. And you're pointing at your name. She is a dancer, very talented dancer. And would you say that you do contemporary dance?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a contemporary dancer. And she has been living in Bologna for a year and a half, right?
Year and 8 months.
Year and 8 months, more than a year and a half. And she has almost been working this month is her year anniversary at my English school.
Which is why I'm wearing my English school top.
Yeah. Is it today or is it tomorrow?
I think it's maybe at the end of the week or next week. I'm not sure.
Okay. It's almost her anniversary. Yeah. So she's almost been working with us for a year. Yay. And we already have people jumping in. Hello, welcome. Hi, Free Zero. Do you have a name that you would like to go by instead of Free Zero? It's weird calling you Free Zero. And then, okay, Jess, here's a name for you.
Gennaro. Hello, girls. Hello.
Hi. Hello. Yes, we are girls.
Well,
actually, we are women. But I would not say hello, women. No, that sounds weird. Hello, girls, or hello, ladies is a nice way to say it. Hello, ladies.
I'm definitely not a lady either.
But I think it's better than girl. Girl sounds like very young.
Yeah.
Meh. But we have a special question for you guys because it's what we're going to be talking about today. First, I'm curious if you know what is a tongue twister and if you know of any examples. They can also be in your language. If you want to send us a tongue twister in your language, we will be happy to try it because we love them. They're fun.
Hi, Jeff. Kendra.
Mark. Okay, yeah, here you go.
I've lived in Bologna for 4 years, but I come from Abruzzo.
It's Jessica. Hi. Good to see you. Hello, ladies. Yes. Good. So let us know, guys, what's a tongue twister? And do you know any examples? I know I've heard of one Italian one. And now I'm trying to remember. It's like tre tigre or something. How does it go? Tre tigre contra tre tigre. It's really hard. It's a lot of...
I can barely do tongue twisters in English, so I'm definitely not going to try them in Italian.
Yeah. Tre tigre contra tre tigre. It's hard. Tre tigre contra tre tigre. I think it's longer, but that's like the name of it. And hi, Frank the Tank. Hey, it's Frank. I remember Frank.
Frank the Tank.
Yeah. 33 trentini andarono, maybe andran, I don't know, a Trento. 33 trentini andran, I'm not saying that right. Andarono. Okay, 33 trentini andarono a Trento. It's fun to try something in a different language.
Oh, excellent. Pizza,
Mark.
pickled peppers. We're going to have a look at this one today.
Yeah. Ooh, this is interesting. Li vuoi che kiwi? Que. Chi è kiwi? Qui kiwi? Li vuoi qui kiwi? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right. Qui. Interesting. Cool. I love tongue twisters are fun.
So everyone
is feeling mellow. They get it. They know what they are. They twist your tongue. What about, do you know a woodchuck chuck?
Yeah, I don't know it, but I know of it.
It's how much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Yeah. A woodchuck could chuck. It keeps going, but the beginning is how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Ooh, this one's interesting. An Italian example. Sopra la pancia la capra canta, sotto la pancia la capra crepa. Capra crepa. That one's cool.
Oh my
Sopra la pancia la capra canta, sotto la pancia la capra crepa.
The woodchuck one is how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
It's crazy. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Woodchuck. I don't remember. But that's a good one. Let's look at some more, guys, because these are fun, and Jess and I need a laugh. We like to laugh at ourselves. Over to you, Jess.
Tongue twisters. Speech idioms, phrasal verbs, and talk and speak. Wait, Kendra, I can hear myself back out of your computer, and it's so off-putting.
Is it better? Try again.
Tongue twisters. No.
Hold on. What about now?
I don't know. Move on to the next slide so I can... Okay, no, now is good.
Okay.
Now.
I see another one. Apelle figlio di Apollo fece una palla di pelle di pollo. Apelle figlio di Apollo fece una palla di pelle di pollo.
No, Kendra's got good at
You should try it. I like tongue twisters. Except when I speak normally, I can't talk, but apparently I'm good at tongue twisters. Okay, so we have some to start with. I know we're in a webinar. We can't exactly hear you guys, but go ahead and try. Try to read these sentences correctly at home. And me and Jess will try as well because it's always fun. But practice. Don't be afraid. Speak out loud and say these at home. Do you want to read the first one?
Now's the time because no one can hear you.
So yeah, no one can hear you.
Loads of mistakes. Okay, so the first one. Around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascals ran.
Around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascals ran.
Ran.
Ran. Around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascals ran. Però
Ran.
pare pure una pera del Peru. Peru. I read Chiara's. There was another one. Okay, guys. Yeah, at home, practice these. Around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascals ran. Go, Jess.
We surely shall see the sunshine soon. I like that one.
We surely, I can't, that one's hard. We surely shall see the sunshine soon. We surely shall, the shall gets me. We surely shall see the sunshine soon.
We surely shall see the sunshine soon. Sunshine soon.
Sunshine soon. We surely shall see the sunshine soon. Yep, that's what happens. We surely shall see the sunshine soon. That's a hard one.
It's
Okay.
this and the sh and the sh.
Yeah, the sh ones get me. Like the next one on the next one, the next tongue twister on the next slide. The Sally sells seashells. That one gets me too. We surely shall. Okay, try again. We surely shall see the sunshine soon. We surely shall see the sunshine soon. I'd struggle. Okay,
Red
number 3.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. I find a different one more difficult, which is red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Oh, I'm doing it.
Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. That one, it's if you like keep going, it gets more tricky. Like the faster and the more you say it, I think it gets tricky. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather. You have to really.
Yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Yellow
Yeah.
leather.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Or
Oh my goodness, number 4.
he threw 3 free
He
throws.
threw 3 free throws.
He
He
threw
threw
3
3 free
throws.
throws.
He threw
He
3
threw
free
3
throws.
free throws. He threw 3 free throws.
Yeah. This one's tricky because we're switching between f and th. He threw 3 free throws. Th and th. He threw 3 free throws. There we go.
3 free throws. He threw 3 free throws.
You have to like imagine you're telling your friend this. Like
he threw 3 throws.
No.
3
he threw 3 free throws.
He threw 3 free throws.
Yeah. It makes sense, but when you say it, it like doesn't make sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He threw 3 free throws.
He threw 3 free throws.
Yeah, that's what I had to do like for number 4, number 2. If I'm thinking of like this is what I'm telling my friend, it makes it easier. Like if I'm actually like if this was something I wanted to say, it makes more sense. Like we surely shall see the sunshine soon.
Yeah.
It's easier for me to say than
see the sunshine soon. Sunshine
soon. You love it. Yeah, someone wrote the Shanghai sun. The sunshine soon. Sounds a bit Chinese or Japanese. And what about the next one? The sixth sick sheep's sixth sheep.
What?
What does this mean?
The sixth sick sheep's sixth sheep is sick.
Oh, so what the number 6, like the 6th sheep, he's sick. So the sixth sheep. Oh crap! The sixth sheep is sick.
Whoa.
That one's hard. That one I don't think I can do. The sixth sheep is sick.
The sixth.
We're about to say something else.
Ones because I have a slight lisp when I speak because of the structure of my mouth. And I spent my whole childhood trying not to speak with a lisp, and then I get into my adult life and I have to try and do these again, and it's like, no.
The sixth sheep is sick. There's too many sh and s. See, I said it. More or less. Okay, guys, you can always like take a picture if you want. And I didn't say that. You can practice these at home. These are great. We have some longer ones. And I have a third for everyone, which I can send in the chat, which is my favorite. I'm going to put it in the comments. It might come in like two different, it's in two comments. But this is another one that I really love, which is called Betty Botter.
Why don't you do it, Kendra? Because you love it so much.
Betty
and you're
Botter.
so good at it.
Ready, you guys? This is something I used to practice a few years ago. Betty Botter bought a bit of butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. Then she bought a bit of better butter, better than the bitter butter, made her bitter batter better. So 'twas better Betty Botter bought a bitter better butter. Yes. I used to have it memorized, actually, which is ridiculous, but I loved it. Betty Botter. This is a great one.
Betty Botter bought a bit of butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. Butter bitter. Oh, batter, better butter will make my batter better. But she bought a bit of butter, better than the bitter butter made her bitter batter better. So 'twas better Betty Botters bought a bit of better butter. Jesus, that's horrible.
I love there's a nice beat to it. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. It has this nice dun 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 dun.
Peter Piper pickled pepper, peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper pickled Peter Pepper. Wait, no, I'm doing it again. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Good. And Mark wants to know if we have a bit of butter.
I do have a little bit of butter in the fridge.
I do have a bit of butter. Yeah. Okay, now I want to try Peter Piper. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Peter Piper picked is what gets me. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Keep practicing this at home, guys.
Peppers Peter Piper picked that throws me.
A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. That one?
Mm.
The second
Peter
line?
Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Yeah! Good job. Oh, I love these. I think they're so much fun.
Do you want to try the next one?
Yeah. Okay. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells this one's, I hate the sh sounds. She sells seashells on the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. So if she sells shells on the seashore, I'm sure she sells seashore shells. It's the shushes that I can't do. Betty Botter is easy because it's ba. But shusha.
She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. So if she sells shells on the seashore, I'm sure she sells seashells.
Seashore shells.
Oh my goodness. She sells
hard.
Seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. So if she sells shells on the seashore, I'm sure she sells seashore shells.
My goodness.
It's like doing the work
Seashells
now.
on the seashore. This I mess up for the second line. As soon as I see the shells, I want to say the cells instead of the shells. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. So if she sells shells on the seashore, I'm sure she sells seashore shells. There we go. I don't think I can do it faster than that though. La, la, la. I hope are your tongues exercised? Are they warm? Do they feel flexible and limber after all of that? Goodness. Try Betty Botter.
It's very good for moving the like articulation. There we go. This is why we do them, for articulation. It helps you to pronounce the words.
True. Yeah, as I was telling Jess earlier, when I worked on cruise ships, I worked for an art gallery that did auctions, and they gave us tongue twisters to practice if we wanted to be auctioneers, because auctioneers must speak very clearly but quickly when they're on, we say the block, when they're up at the top with the gavel. So we would practice tongue twisters, also practice counting in different increments to going up and going down, because you have to always remember the count.
Can you give an example?
Gosh, I think we would just go like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, or we would, no. How would we do it? I think I have it written somewhere, because we would like say something in between. We wouldn't just say 100, 200, 300, 400. We would do like, you would say something else like in between to show. It was really, I can't remember the number ones, but I remember the tongue twister ones because I thought they were more fun. But I remember doing the number with all of the people during the training. So we had like, gosh, I don't even know, more than 50 people at the training. And all together we were doing the number counting just for practice. It was cool.
Just for
a little cult-like, but it was cool. Everyone's saying it together. I don't remember. How would we do the numbers? It was a bit easier than like Betty Botter or Peter Piper, but it was still really fun. Yeah. But I just like I could kind of intimidate. What's the word I want? Not intimidate, but mimic. Not mimic.
Right.
Say it again. Like when you copy.
See?
Yeah, but not mimic. It starts with an I. There's another word, not intimidate, but not impersonate. It's similar to mimic, copy. What the auctioneer would do, because I would listen to them so much. They would always be like, let's open the bidding at $500. Do I see $500 in the room? Okay, I have $500. Moving up to $550. Do I have $550 in the room? They would have this talk, this speed.
Yeah, it's like a rhythm, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not all auctioneers would talk that fast, but it was good to know how to, and you have to like keep the count. That's what's hard. Like how much do you want to go up? How much do you need to go down? Because sometimes you can go down if you're not getting what you're looking for. But anyways, should we look forward? Let's look forward. We have
Tongue-tied.
Tongue-tied.
So I'll read on the left. We have cat got your tongue, bite your tongue, the tip of my tongue lashing, tongue in cheek.
Then our definitions that we have: an expression used to get someone to speak. You are sure you know a word or answer, but have difficulty remembering it. When someone stops themselves from saying what they really think. A remark that is meant to be funny or ironic. And the last one, a severe verbal scolding. So go ahead and match those. Tell us in the comments, what are these idioms related to tongues What's their meaning? Have you ever been tongue-tied? I'm tongue-tied every day.
Yeah, I'm like on a small scale on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to bite your tongue about something?
Yes.
What was it?
I'm trying to remember a good example. Probably just a common example of someone said something that I don't necessarily agree with. I think sometimes it's better to bite my tongue instead of confronting them or creating a problem. Yeah.
Things are always on the tip of my tongue, like always.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. But I don't, those are probably the two I use the most: bite your tongue and on the tip of my tongue. But cat got your tongue, something like my grandparents would say. Cat got your tongue.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Cat got your tongue, an expression used to get someone to speak. Good.
It also can be like when you can tell someone wants to speak, but they're not speaking. And that's when they ask, cat got your tongue, because they're not saying maybe what they want to say, or they're not speaking up. So you ask them, cat got your tongue. Yeah, Mark, exactly.
Exactly. But it's like it encourages them to speak. So it is used to get someone to speak, even in how you said.
It's always that question. Cat got your tongue.
Bite your tongue.
Yeah, bite your tongue. Can also be a okay, on the tip of my tongue. Why can't I think of the grammar point now? Bite your tongue. Imperative. There we go. Can be like instructions.
Bite your tongue.
Bite your tongue.
Oh my goodness, have you ever bite your tongue? Yeah, excellent 3-0. Yesterday I saw it's on the tip of my tongue, exactly.
Yeah, what I just did. It's on the tip of my tongue. Exactly. Yeah. And Jessica said to bite your tongue when someone stops themselves from saying what they really think. Yes. Good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where you
anytime
stay quiet.
Life, I have to bite my tongue.
Yeah. And if you tell someone, like I said, bite your tongue, maybe someone did say something that they should have in the past, they should have not said. I heard, I think parents say this to their children. Maybe the children say like, oh, you're so mean, you're a bad mom. And they say, bite your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't say that, pretty much. And great, Jessica got the next one too. And Mark gave us that good example of it. You know it.
Tongue lashing. Have you ever had a tongue lashing?
I mean, I've been told off, but maybe not. Maybe not a tongue lashing. Probably not to the. One time I did have a coach in high school. Yeah, I did have one, but it wasn't necessarily to me. Like, I've had coaches give me tongue lashings. We'll say that. Mark gave an example. You are a big ass. Bite your tongue. Yeah, before you can finish, bite your tongue. Yeah, because there was one time when I was younger, a coach told me at the end of the day. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but she told me, she goes, in case no one's ever told you before, you're no fun to work with. And I was like, I was 12, I think. So very rude for a grown woman to tell a 12-year-old you're no fun to work with. Then there was one day in high school. It was the one day, the only day that I forgot. We have these things called grips. I did, for people watching, I did gymnastics. Grips are the things that you see gymnasts wear on their hands for the uneven bars where they like swing around the bars. They wear those things on their hands. Those are called grips. So one day, the only day, I think in all of the time I did high school gymnastics, I forgot my grips. But that particular week, a lot of the girls were forgetting their grips. And so when I forgot my grips, the coach just lost it. And she cussed at us. She said bad words too. And this particular coach was also a teacher at the high school. So we were all like very shocked. But she was so mad. And I bit my tongue because it wasn't the place to tell her, this is the first time I've ever done this. I understood that she was mad at everyone, not just me. So I bit my tongue. I didn't say anything. It wasn't my place to say, this is the only time I forgot my grips. I'm sorry. Just
there's something about coaches that just they're crazy. They can be crazy, right?
Well, because if you don't have your grips, like for a lot of the girls who needed grips, it's because they're doing more difficult skills. So if you don't have your grip, then you can't practice bars.
But I mean, just in general, like coaches in general are crazy. They have such an angry side.
Yeah. I mean, I've been a coach. I have a side. It will come out sometimes. I'm just strict as a coach. But yeah. Do we have any more guesses? Tongue lashing? What do you guys think it is then? They're all so quiet. I'm going to have to bring over my little lamp into my room. Actually, I can do that. That's better. I have one light. I don't like to use it though because it's behind me, so it doesn't create a nice look. But guys, what do you think? A tongue lashing. Jess, have you had a tongue lashing?
I think you were about to say, but guys, what do you think about the light? Is it okay?
How's my light? How's it look?
Have I had a tongue lashing? Yeah, I've had many tongue lashings.
Yeah. Tell us the story of one of your tongue lashings.
I was in ballet and I was like dancing. And then I was like in the middle of the floor doing my pirouettes, which are the turns. And the music went off. And I was like, oh, fell out of the turn. And looked, and my teacher was stood there and she was like, what are you doing? I was like, dancing. Like, what is it? What do you want to be? What do you want to do when you grow up? I was like, I want to be a performer. And she like looked me up and down, was like, not going to happen. She was like, you got a great body, Ryder. Shame you don't know how to use it. Get out of my classroom. Get out of my studio. And I was like, oh my God. And then
how old were you?
I was 16.
Oh, okay. You're not like 10 or something.
And then there was this one time we were working as a group on a big show piece. And she was screaming at us. She was like, I have no words. She was like, you're all doing it again. Sort this out, sort that out. You sort this out. Like crazy. Like I can't even say the things that she was saying.
That she said, yeah.
And then the head teacher walked in with some visitors for the school because I went to this very famous performing arts school in London where we get funded by people, which is why it's free for us. But yeah. And he was showing these visitors around. The head teacher walked in, and this dance teacher was like, "Okay, then, everyone, take it from the top and better this time, yeah." And then so we go into our positions. We're all so scared. We do the performance. The visitors leave. And then after, this teacher went, whew, that was a close call. And we were all there like trembling, like got Psych.
That was a close call. I almost
almost
cussed
lost
you
my
all
job.
out. Yeah.
I'm using 20 students.
Good gosh. Mark gave another example. The mayor's public tongue lashing of a member of his own party was a shock. These are some great. Are you creating these right now, Mark? Or these are some good examples.
Are you Googling them?
Are you Googling? But I think we can maybe figure it out that a tongue lashing is a severe verbal scolding. It's like when someone really yells at you for your behavior or something you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is correct. I would just add a K. Shock is with a K at the end. Type it in there for you. No, that's a really good example. And so the last one, tongue in cheek.
I never use it.
I never use this
I don't
expression
even use
either. It's just like sarcasm.
Yeah, I know, but I never use the expression.
No, me either. Yeah.
I know what it is, and I know tongue lashing, but I never use them.
No. I think we're the same. And we use bite your tongue and on the tip of my tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tip of my tongue a lot.
Yeah, that one is, I think, the most common. Good, guys. So now on this slide, we have some expressions related to tongues. So, for example, the first one, we have tongue-tied. Reading the sentence, I want you to understand the meaning of tongue-tied from the context. So tell us in the comments what you think tongue-tied means from the context. You want to read it, Jess?
I have such a crush on him that when I try to talk, I get tongue-tied. Does that happen to you, Kendra?
I haven't had a crush in so long, Jess. I don't remember. I tend to get tongue-tied sometimes when I'm teaching.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. That's probably the most common now. Or sometimes when I try to speak Italian, I get tongue-tied.
Oh, yeah, always.
Yeah. But so everyone knows a crush is when you really like someone, but normally they don't know. You haven't you at least haven't told them that you like them.
Mm.
So it's kind of like you secretly like someone. A crush.
I get like tongue-tied. Yeah, always. But the thing is, I feel like when I have a crush on someone, I'm not like tongue-tied. I'm like,
you got tongue-tied just now.
I get overly talkative, and I speak in a really high-pitched voice. I think, like, honestly, like, I have a crush on you. If I talk to you like this, I'm like, oh yeah, oh, that's really cool. And I was like, it's like all my nervous energy comes up here, and I'm like, oh yeah, so annoying. Fuck.
Oh
Sorry.
God.
I'd rather be tongue-tied, because then at least I wouldn't, I don't know, say dumb shit.
But when I get tongue-tied, I'm always like, blah. Like I do these weird noises.
Yeah. I do that on a daily basis. I do that talking to like someone in the shop.
Yeah. But Mark is wondering if the first one could be something embarrassing. Yes, getting tongue-tied definitely can be embarrassing. And then Jessica, I'll have Jessica read it.
It means that she couldn't speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tongue-tied.
Yeah, it's like when you have a hard time speaking, or you, as it says, to have difficulty expressing yourself because you're nervous or embarrassed. So your tongue gets like twisted. You can't speak correctly. Okay. What about this one? I'll have you read this.
Hi, Bob. I meant to say hi, Bob, but instead I said bye, Bob, bye, Hob. It was a total slip of the tongue. This happened on BBC News. So you all have heard of BBC News. It's like the big
British news channel.
British broadcasting service. What does it stand for? British
Broadcast Council Service.
I don't know, just
Not
British
service.
broadcast. I think it's just British broadcast. Anyway,
Oh.
on the radio, they were talking. It was like Jeremy. The person's name is Jeremy Hunt, but the word, I think they said can't in the previous sentence. So like just before, they can't. Jeremy Cunt on live radio, and then afterwards, like you could hear the presenter like trying to keep it in and like continue, and then after the broadcast they released another one like having to publicly apologize. They had to get a specialized speech therapist to like
Oh my God.
to kind of give scientific reason as to why that happened.
Yeah.
It was, I remember I listened to it live on the radio with my mum and we were like, this is the best thing that happened.
Oh my God. Yeah, I hate when that happens. Like when you accidentally like mix two words together. Like when you try to say like great or awesome and it comes out like grossum, like you combine these. There was a really funny one I sent to my mom. Like I read something and I sent it to her. I wonder if I could find it. It might take me a second. But it was very funny. That one, let me see if I can find it. Now I'm curious. No, it's not there. Where would it be?
While Kendra's finding that, can you try and work out what it means? The slip of the tongue. Good, to make a mistake while speaking.
Yeah, that's like pretty much the exact definition. A small spoken error or mistake. Okay. And the last one, we have a guess for shut up.
Shut up. Kendra, can you remove the comments so I can read it?
Yeah. Here you go.
The boss is in a bad mood today. I would hold your tongue.
I don't know where I might find this. I would hold your tongue. Maybe I sent it to her somewhere else. I forget where I send her things because we have like Facebook, we have Instagram. So I get confused about where I send things to my mom. My mom.
So can anyone find out the meaning of to hold your tongue?
I mean, Mark was pretty close. Shut up.
Yeah, basically. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Just don't, sometimes you need to ask questions at work for some things that are going to happen maybe in 2 weeks' time. Just don't ask on that day. Maybe wait. Yeah. Hold your tongue. Ask when you're in a better mood.
I can't find it. I have no idea when or where I sent it to her. But it was quite funny because it talked about like, I wanted to say this and I almost said this, how embarrassing that would have been. But what I really said was something completely different that was even more embarrassing. And it was really funny. But Frank the Tank, speak carefully. It's more just don't say anything. Hold your tongue. Don't say it.
Yeah, Frank. Hold your tongue.
Hold your tongue. Great. So this will probably be our last slide because we have about 6 minutes left. But go ahead and answer these questions in the comments. In what situations do you find it difficult to bite your tongue? Why is it difficult? Oh, I have a few. Tell us, Jess. I can't bite if people are speaking really openly about maybe some political differences or even like racism differences that I don't believe in or aren't comfortable for me to hear or say. I can't bite my tongue. I have to say something. Good for you, as it should be. Last year, I actually like nearly threatened a friend to I said. Because I said that I was not okay with it and my reasons why, blah, blah, blah. And he said again, and I was like, I've never been so scared. I was scared of myself. I just went, you're on a fine line of ruining our friendship. Good for you.
It was like,
Mic
I
drop.
gave myself goosebumps in the moment. I was like, woo.
I think the only times where I've really because I think I've been lucky where I haven't been in too many situations like that. I know that when I was teaching at an elementary school, I remember hearing a younger kid call another kid retard, which is that's one word I absolutely hate. And I remember, I don't even know what I did, but I yelled something because they were leaving school. And I think I might have said, "Watch your mouth." And I was like, that is something we do not say. But I was saying it in a different way. But watch your mouth. That's another good expression. Pay attention to what you're saying. Yeah. I think I might have been like, "Hey, we don't say those words." But I don't seem like a scary person. I have to be really angry.
When was the last time you gave someone a good tongue lashing? Did they deserve it? Why? Why not?
I'm gonna have you answer that.
I don't tongue lash people.
No.
Do you tongue lash people?
I can. I have before. I think we'll say the last time. It was a long time ago in high school. It normally comes out when I see people not acting like, how do I say this? Maybe when they have a job or they have a responsibility and they don't take it seriously. That's normally what will trigger me. But this particular time was in high school, and it was on our track team, track and field. And there were some younger guys who weren't trying hard, and they were complaining about the workout. And their track captain for the boys, didn't say anything, but I reached my limit. I couldn't stand it anymore. And so I turned around because they were behind me because I had passed them in our workout. And I told them, I was like, "If you want to go home, go home. You don't have to be here." Obviously, I said this in a different way, and I added a few F-bombs in there. And I explained to them, I was like, "They're doing harder workouts in other high schools, and this is a walk-on sport, so you don't have to be here. So either do the workout or shut up," pretty much. And then I turned around and I noticed my coaches there watching me, and I was really embarrassed. But they said needed to be said, so I felt better. Yeah. Ooh, Mark. It's with my brother. He was stealing my cake.
That is a very good reason for a tongue lashing.
With your siblings. Don't touch my cake. That's a good one. I don't think.
Have you ever recently been tongue-tied?
If I have to say it was, if I'm nervous, if it was something I was nervous about, we had, but hopefully no one, I don't get in trouble for saying this. My upstairs neighbors, it was one of their birthdays. So they came down one night just to give us some cake. And they eventually realized I wasn't Italian, but they started to ask me questions in Italian. And sometimes when it's with new people or I'm around people who I normally do speak English with, and then I'm speaking Italian in front of different people, I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. I'll get very tongue-tied. I get really nervous about speaking Italian for some reason.
But for me, I get really tongue-tied. I get really tongue-tied speaking Italian with my friends. But when it comes to speaking Italian with strangers, I'm fine. I can speak to some random stranger about birds for half an hour in my apartment, but I can't speak to my best friend in Italian. Mm-hmm. And even understanding, I know what I know the words that they're saying, but then when they say it, I'm like, what?
Yeah. Like I'm more comfortable if I talk to like, if I'm to talk to my roommates, I can do it. But if I'm like in front of people who I normally speak English with, like especially if it's Italians that I speak English with, and then I'm also speaking to new Italians. I know it's time. I know. But I want to tell Mark, for this one, I wouldn't say tongue-tied. Just so you know, because you weren't nervous.
You were more speechless.
Yeah, I'm speechless. It didn't ruin your speech when you were trying to talk. But yeah, Jess is right. We're out of time, but there will be another webinar in 10 minutes. So stick around and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.